What up, everybody? This is Dario Hunt from Living Life Fearless. Welcome back to another Music Files podcast. Today's date is February 1st, 2019. With me, as always, is my co-host, Mr. Reese Walker. Say what up to everybody.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. The Music Files, about to chop up some music news and all the latest tunes.
Yeah, so we're just gonna, got no topic specifically planned for this week and no guest this week, but we are just gonna talk about some music news and then we're gonna hop into, some of our thoughts about some of the albums that have come out recently that we really haven't gotten a chance to talk about. So let's just hop right into it. Right off the back, breaking news basically from today. I don't know if you've seen Tekashi69 situation, but it has gotten significantly worse.
Yeah, there's been a development of charges.
Yeah.
Apparently.
So what people, if you don't know what's happened with him, he has pleaded guilty to 9 counts. And apparently he is cooperating with federal authorities with their other, cases. And it was 9 counts of racketeering and I think something else I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. Drugs and weapon, of course, in New York.
Yeah. 6ix9ine.
So pretty sure
It's
he's done.
interesting. He's done, but the charges are weird in the way that he's taken in. So it's like a weird situation. Because, like, Bobby Shmurda's in jail, and I don't know, based on the charges, but also he's like, basically, this is a plea deal. Like, because he hasn't gone to court to
Right.
plead
That's
guilty.
why that's
These
where the
are
cooperating
pleas,
with
so he
federal authority comes
cooperation, right? So, like, all we know is those two things. I don't know what the deal is. What I want to know is what the deal is, because, like, I want to know how much time I want to
in.
know what he's saying about who, like
I
what time
know
they're taking away from him so that he does like some time but not all the time because he's dropping time on Shoddy. Like,
I know it must be significant because one of the charges it's like carries a minimum of 47 years on one of those that he, pled guilty to.
yeah.
So I'm assuming it's a significant drop from 47 years. Because some of the stuff
Yeah.
he's admitted to, he's saying that he admitted to like helping set up other gang member rivals and
Yeah.
basically shooting at other people, helping or basically paying people to shoot at other people, especially the Chief Keef situation. And he even
hmm
admitted to selling a kilo of heroin in 2017.
Yeah, there's like heroin and drugs like fentanyl and other shit was in there. I was like, what?
And I'm not saying that he didn't do those things, but I mean, I find it hard to believe that he was, selling a kilo of heroin. I just think it was kind of something that like, yeah, you're gonna take this charge or, or this and this type of situation. And he didn't see it
Yeah.
play out.
Well, because right now, like, we're getting him, but there's like 3 or 4 specific other people involved. Like, there's like, so shot. This is just 9. There's other things lingering. Like, so this is just what he's pleading guilty to outright based on a plea deal. He could face other charges still, and yeah, I don't know. Tekashi's not gonna get out for a while,
No,
basically.
he definitely got Bobby murdered. Like when I was telling people, and people were like, oh, it's a hoax or oh, they just, I'm like, bro, this is the feds. They are going to use him as a complete example, even though I'm pretty sure they know that everything he was doing was basically a fraud and a scam, and to basically scam his way
Yeah,
to attention and stuff. And when keeping it real goes
right.
wrong, is
And keep it
it's
real.
about as accurate as you can get with this fucking situation because he said he got involved with them in the fall of 2017. It is now February 2019. So a little over a year, and he is now facing like serious federal prison time.
For real. Yeah,
All
that's
for what?
crazy.
To promote some music
Fame. For
and
fame.
fame and celebrity. Jesus.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. That's not nothing to play with. This fool just gave away his whole life for
For
off
one year
to
run.
be the best troll.
For 1 year
And
run as a troll. Like, God. So I mean, we don't know exactly the sentencing, but I think it's coming up in a month or so. But
no, it's
it does
crazy.
not look good.
So I think Bobby Shmurda is supposed to get out in 2 years.
Yeah, something like that. A
Yeah.
year or two. He's almost
I
out.
bet if
It's
Bobby
crazy.
Shmurda puts out a tape, they're gonna have a 6ix9ine prison verse like they did with Bobby Shmurda on
I
Six
mean,
Nine album.
so Bobby, I think there's going to be an
That's
initial.
fucked up to say because I'm talking about the one in jail and one out, but like I could see that happening
Looks like people don't learn, bro. Like,
for real.
this is not the road or the blueprint you want to follow. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, with Bobby, like, he's gonna get out, and honestly, I think he's gonna have that initial rush of people listen to his music because it's Bobby Shmurda and his whole story of prison and stuff. But I find it really hard that he's gonna be able to maintain that
Uh,
attention. And
I
I think
don't know, man. Bobby Shmurda is. I feel like he was like to be like next Meek Mill kind of kid to me. Like I think he was gonna come up and be.
guessing because Meek Mill could rap. Bobby was not like a lyricist.
Yeah, he was a lyricist, but he was in and could rap, not lyrics, but like he could rap. And he had that shit is fire. Everything he did was fire.
And now he's basically out
I mean,
with alone. Like his whole crew that he basically started with is all in jail for 100+ years, like 100 years.
yeah, I think he took a longer bid to like take a couple years
Yeah, so he
off of
could
his
get one of his
homies
friends
bid.
out, yeah,
Like I
at the same
think
time.
he was about to do like yeah. Cause they were supposed to get like 15. He was gonna get like 5. And I was like, nah, well, if I do like 2 or 3 more, can they get theirs down? So
That's
that's
fucked
a
up.
stand-up guy. That's a stand-up
That's
guy though. Taking
not a
more for the
situation I would
team.
ever want to be in. Not a situation that any of these artists should be trying to fucking follow and blueprint, bro. That's years you cannot get back ever. And I'm
Yeah, for
pretty sure
real.
Tekashi wishes he was not, then
He
do that
just
shit.
lost the best years of his life. Like,
For a 1 year, basically, for a 1 year run, he basically sold himself for a 1 year run and did not turn out so well. I mean, we don't know the exact story, but I don't see it turning out so well.
I
Like,
mean, he's been locked up for long enough to know that this ain't prey play. Like,
I mean, I'm not
and
checking for Tekashi in 10 years. I don't know about you, but I know I'm not.
nah, I don't think I'm checking for Tekashi in 10 days.
So what I hate
Unless
about
he
the situation,
pleads guilty again to something else. That's it.
what I hate the most about the situations though is the TMZ reporting.
Oh yeah. Well, they're trying to they getting all in it. Like they're
Oh,
like getting as soon as the documents go public. Oh, here's the court documents. Like they're
here's
hot.
the headline:
That's like,
Tekashi snitched on his whole crew or some shit like that. Like,
oh yeah, yeah.
I don't understand how
Clickbait,
people.
motherfucker.
I don't understand how people in hip hop and like people in the culture, particularly hip hop culture, like fuck with TMZ. Like, I really don't.
Because they really, I mean, they clickbait, but then they still get facts at times before
Yeah, but
everybody.
they clickbait and capitalize and eat off of basically the ignorant shit that you're doing.
Yeah, but sometimes they're the first ones to report on it, and sometimes it's part of a bigger thing that other people are interested in.
And the
So they
way that they report it, it's always
way they
filtered in
report
the most negative
crazy.
way possible.
It's crazy the way they report shit. It's crazy. Even if you give it to them, they're still gonna put it out
That's why I
crazy.
don't understand like their love for like TMZ because I just look at it and just like I would
I
want
don't
to
know.
fucking like I would want to fuck up Harvey. What's his name? Harvey
Oh fuck, what is his name? Harvey
something with the L. I can't remember.
Levin.
Either way, you have to get those hands. If I was like doing that and I was in the culture, like the way he was reporting on us and like the culture and the people and the way that the life that they put them in, the way they just like vultures and just capitalize off everything. Bro, it's I don't understand. I don't understand like why they're like in love with TMZ because
Well, it's
they don't
crazy
do
because
them
they
any favors.
became it went from like purely a gossip site to like celebrity news, and I don't know, like that's still gossip. Like, like I don't know, like that's still
Bro,
gossip.
I hate TMZ. I just hate that shit. I'm not sure I hate it more than World Star or TMZ at this point.
Well, probably TMZ because World Star still puts out music videos and other shit. So
And they're not like they used to be anyways,
they
but
still,
still.
yeah, no, well, yeah, because their founder passed. So, oh
I don't
no,
even
that
watch
was
them.
Shade Room.
Went to World, no, that was World Star.
That was World Star. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. You guys let us know what you think about this whole Tekashi situation and if you're just over it and you know, does you think this hurts his image of a test my how his test my gangster tour went and everything and you know tell us what you think
That's
about
funny.
TMZ's reporting on all these type of situations and if you think it's just the most vulturous fucking company that you can think of. But yeah, uh, the test my gangster tour definitely. He said he been on it and you know the feds gave him an F. So
That's like, oh, test you the gang. What gangster do you speak of? Tell us more. Oh, you did what the who? Oh,
yeah,
bet.
stupid. Please, kids, be a little bit
Yeah, this
smarter.
gangster.
Please, bro.
Tell us more about your gangster. The feds was wide open, like on the edge of their seats, like, yo, please.
Mm.
Oh man, that's crazy. Don't fuck around, dog. Like breaking laws is not cool. I mean, shit, drugs and guns, like that doesn't make sense. Like that didn't. This fool was a music star, and then all this shit in the background is crazy. Like,
Yeah,
yeah. And he just got away from people hating him for that child thing lawsuit that he got charged with before.
I mean, I don't
People,
think he got away from people hating him for it, but
well, it stopped from being a block. Like that was he was like sort of blacklisted, and then people his buzz just got so hot, people started letting him into certain doors. Like he was still, on his Test My Gangster tour. Basically, there were certain spots that he wasn't allowed to go to that a year, like like 6 months into it, they like started to let him come to. So,
yeah,
but now this, so.
it's a sad, sad, sad story.
Yeah.
Whether you like them or not, it's a sad story and just unnecessary. This whole shit just feels unnecessary.
It's ridiculous.
But I don't know if you saw that BET is doing like a 10 episode series about you know the rise of Soul Train and particularly Don Cornelius.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's interesting. That's cool.
and I
That's-
think the executive producer is his son, Tony Cornelius.
Oh, wow. So that's probably going to be really well done, or at least emotionally driven. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, they said they're gonna focus on maybe some of the darker sides of his life or who he was behind the camera and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's kind of weird though.
which I don't know how I always feel about those when they do that type of stuff because the guy's not like here to
Well, he's not here, but
themselves.
he also committed suicide. So he passed early by his own hand, I believe.
Did
I think
he?
so. Or maybe I'm confusing that. That
I
was
don't.
Rodney King did
I
for
don't
sure.
think.
But
I
let
don't
me
think
see. Don
that is true.
Cornelius. I might have confused it with one. Let's see.
I'm gonna look. Well, actually, you are correct. I did not know it.
Okay, he did commit
He
suicide.
did commit suicide 2012.
Yeah,
Self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head.
yeah. So that's why, for me, I was like, well, getting into the dark side of a guy who ended
They
his
said he
own
may have been
life is.
suffering from early onset of dementia or Alzheimer's,
Mm,
and he had been suffering from seizures during the last 15 years of his life.
interesting. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's the only reason I said it felt weird for me, is just because of how it went out. And then, like, them focusing on dark parts of his life is like, kind of feels.
I mean,
Focus on the happy
I
parts.
like the
Show me the
honesty.
dark, but show me some happy too.
I mean, I like the honesty and approach, of these iconic figures' lives. Trying to get in all the nitty gritty, but at the same time, it's like they're not really here to defend themselves and say whether it's true or not. And it's kind of like I don't know how I feel about that part of it,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody has their own perspective on situations and stories, and
Yeah.
especially coming from his son, like his son's gonna view things very differently than maybe how they actually were at.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. I mean, I like it, but at the same time, it's you always gotta take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
I mean, like this new, I don't know this. I don't even know if it's new. I don't know if you've seen like there's some Michael Jackson documentary that's been
I heard
causing
about
like a
that.
lot of buzz.
Yeah, I heard it premiered at one of the film festivals, like
Yeah,
Sundance or some shit,
yeah.
and caused a stir. I heard there was a standing ovation. I heard it. I heard there was proof. I don't know proof from word of mouth, but apparently there's undeniable proof that Michael is guilty of allegations that are rumored about him that he was found not guilty for in court.
Right. So I don't. I mean, undeniable
Apparently,
proof. Like,
that's
didn't
what
he
I've
have?
heard.
Wasn't
Word on
he
the
in
street.
court? Wasn't he in court like 4 5 times already?
Yeah, there was a whole. Yeah, the second. Yeah, like there was the OJ trial and then there was the MJ trial. Like those are
So
the two
so
biggest.
where was the undeniable proof in those trials? That's what I'm not
I
understanding.
don't know. That's why I'm confused.
That's why
But
I'm really. I was really confused. Like, oh, didn't we go through this like 4 or 5 times already? Like, I'm not
for
really sure. Like,
real. And it was like 11 or 12 counts like that they said not guilty for to Michael. So like I don't know.
it's like retrying him in public, basically. While the guy's
Yeah, for real.
like, those type of stuff, I'm not really. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how I feel about
But they said
shit
it
like.
was good too. So that's I don't know, man. It's weird. It's weird. Can we cancel Michael?
That'll never happen.
But what if it is undeniable?
By a documentary?
Yeah.
No. And again,
I
like
mean, without this
these are
R. Kelly
stories
doc,
that these are like
would we be
accusations.
canceling him as hard?
These are
Would
accusations
RCA have dropped
that have been
R.
around
Kelly without this documentary?
since before R. Kelly.
I know, but I'm saying with this without the documentary, a lot of things wouldn't have happened or
With
won't
what
happen.
R. Kelly?
Well, just with like these types of things. This is just an example of what's happened since the documentary
I don't
came
know
out.
because Michael Jackson was a very fucking public situation. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
like something that people didn't know. Like this was something
but
that
that's what I'm saying. Like R.
always
Kelly was
attached to his
found
name.
not guilty with video evidence the first time.
Okay. I'm not
So that's
understanding what this has to do with Michael though.
what I'm saying is what I'm saying is there's a crime that they're both found for that they haven't been retried for, canceled for. A detestable crime that we all look down on people who do those types of things on, So like that's what I mean is if the documentary has some shit in it where everyone's like, "Oh my God, that is disgusting!" Like, what? All these people? Like, what if it's crazy like that, where there's testimonials, you see some shit that you never believed, like, "Oh, they actually talked." Like, what if it's crazy and it's just like, well,
I mean, I can't say. I mean, you'd have to see the documentary, so I can't really say exactly what is in the documentary. But it's
saying
just odd
there's
to
no
me
way
that
possible.
this is coming up again when I feel like it's been something that's been talked about for like 20 years with him.
Yeah, I feel you.
And it was
I
like
heard
if
somebody
those
made a
20
joke.
years worth of stuff wasn't enough to make you not listen to Michael Jackson music, I don't understand how this documentary all of a sudden is going to.
There was this joke I heard about how Jacquees, because of the king of R&B, was out to get all the other kings, so there wouldn't be any left. So there was like first it was R. Kelly and MJ, and then he's gonna go for Chris Breezy. I was like, damn, that would be fucked up. Chris better watch his back. Don't do nothing crazy, man.
Eh, crazy times. So I don't know.
I don't
You'd
know.
have to, like I said, I'd have to see the documentary and
Yeah,
know what
I
it is all
mean,
about. But for me, about other people, it's like, okay, you knew about this for like almost 20 years. If that wasn't enough to get you to not listen to Michael Jackson music, then I don't see how this documentary would be the reason.
yeah, yeah, I guess so. But I mean, for the casual fans, the ones that like him because everybody else likes him. So just
I mean, he is the greatest pop star like ever to walk this planet. So
yeah. Well, there is a documentary I am looking forward to. I don't know if you're gonna bring it up or not, but I don't know if you saw the trailer for it. The Killer Bees. See the Wu Tang.
yeah, I brought it up last time.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's a four-parter, right?
Yeah, on I think Showtime.
Yeah. I'm interested to see that. I want to see that.
Yeah,
That's a doc I want to
I
see
mean,
because the
like I said last
there's
time, it's
surviving people in it, like the actual Wu Tang is telling their story, so it's kind of cool.
I mean, like I said last time, it's fucking incredible that after all this time they are still as, culturally seemingly relevant as they are considering musically. I don't think they've had like huge hits or massive success in the past
Hmm.
decade at least, maybe even more.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean like definitely in their own, terms and whatever. But yeah, of course, it's Wu Tang. I'll watch it.
Uh,
What was next? So the controversy continues with this whole Maroon 5 and the Super Bowl, and I think it's getting a little out of hand now. And NFL canceled, the I guess traditional press conference they're supposed to do. uh, how artists do like the press conference during Super Bowl week. Apparently, they canceled that.
yeah.
Um, I
Okay.
didn't even, honestly. I've never even seen a single one of those. So I didn't even know there was a press conference that the artist did. But apparently there is, and
Yeah.
apparently um, people are upset that they canceled it or using it as a sign that they're trying to like hide the band from the controversy.
That's weird. That's hilarious. They're definitely trying to hide. Obvious. They're trying to hide from any kind of there's too much controversy. The NFL is hurting. They just want everybody to watch. They're like, look, if we don't say anything, they're gonna watch anyway because they're all gonna
They're gonna
want to
watch.
see if their questions
We
get
talk
answered.
about this again. People are 1,000% going to watch. I don't care what nobody says. They're going to watch.
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't care who wins the Super Bowl. I just want to see what happens at halftime.
People are going to watch. And honestly, it's probably going to be the most mundane, safe, by the numbers halftime show that you can imagine at halftime. Like, I don't think there's going to even do anything special.
Yeah.
They're going to play it safe. I honestly think they're just going to play it safe.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. If there was anything cool, it's definitely been toned down. It's gonna be nice. It's just gonna be lights. They're gonna probably dim the lights. The crowd singing all over, and then he's gonna hype man for 30 seconds. Get off the stage. It's gonna be real
I mean,
simple.
I don't expect any like big political statements from Maroon 5. Like I don't understand what people expect from Maroon 5.
Yeah.
Like so I honestly don't understand like the controversy at this point. It's either you don't watch it, then you don't watch it, or if you do, like whatever. Like now it's just getting overblown, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's weird. Speaking of like Cardi B, I saw a headline of her and Nicki supposed to headline some BT Experience concert or some shit.
Haven't heard of it. Haven't heard about it. Haven't seen anything.
I think, yeah, they announced, let me see, on Billboard, let me see. Cardi B, Nicki Minaj to headline BT Experience concerts at the 7th annual BT Experience at LA Live, held before, held days before the BT Awards.
Well,
Huh.
as much as BT likes to act like they're above all that, they absolutely love feeding into that drama just as much as any other network.
For real. That's so weird. They like totally just were like, yo, let's make a headline that is clickbait. Like, we want our headliner to be clickbait.
Well, I
That's
mean,
so weird.
Nikki could use the bump in attention again.
Yeah, she just dropped a video.
I saw it.
Yeah.
It's a good
You
song.
see her,
This is one of the better songs off the album.
you see her jab at about 10 in the video. There's a scorpion in the video that like gets like destroyed.
Like I said, she needs the bump in attention, so you
Yeah.
knew it wasn't a surprise to me.
Yeah, I think she's still set to tour this summer. So I think this is like just to boost the streams of the Queen album to
I
get
mean, I don't
everybody back.
know the official numbers on Queen, but I know in general people moved on pretty quickly from it musically.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah,
I'm sure she's
definitely.
not happy about that. And to see like Travis Scott doing the halftime show, I'm sure she's not happy about that. Uh, Not even for the
And then
fact that he's
breaking.
doing the halftime show, but in terms of cap and all that, but in terms of that, he's still getting, this headline attention and all this and
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
And
definitely. Well, Nikki, Nikki just what I want from Nikki is just like a bars. Like I just want a rap, like mostly rap album, to be honest. Like,
she's too worried about
but she
everything
won't
else.
do that. I know. I want to like if you're reading this from Nikki, like that kind of like surprise album. I just did some shit that I was feeling bars up, except without
Nah,
Quinn.
she thinks she's like some giant super pop star, so she thinks she deserves for everything to stop and just be eyes on her when she does come out.
Yeah. Well,
And
she's working the album, so I don't know. There's money in it. The video was high production, so
yeah, I
we'll
mean,
see what else
sure
comes
she's high
in.
production, but like I said, people moved on really quickly from the album. I sure did.
Yeah, I think the only song that might get play in my playlist on like shuffle would be the Sway Lee song, Chun Sway.
Yeah, it's a good song. She has good songs on there, but it all got overshadowed by her dumbass rollout,
For real.
where it was everything else other than her music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it was Cardi B, it was Travis Scott, and it was like,
Queen
all you doing is
Radio.
pumping Travis Scott's numbers. Like,
For
honestly,
real. Yeah. She should have used Queen Radio to just play every song she ever made.
there
It
was
should have
no
just been
music on Queen
all
Radio. It
playing
was literally
Nicki.
just her trying to turn into TMZ and gossip.
Yeah, it was wild. It's
Dumbass rollout,
wild.
like I said.
Facts.
But somebody who was smart about their rollout last year and still is extremely smart about their rollout is Ariana Grande. Uh,
Oh my God.
and I don't know if you've seen this, but
What
she
she
is
do
being
now?
sued for copyright infringement over imagery in her 2018 God is a Woman music video by visual artist Vladimir Kush. So,
Oh,
Kush, he is
interesting.
claiming that Grande's visual uses imagery similar to his own work. That there's a scene, something with a candlelight. I don't remember exactly, but
Mm.
he's saying that he stole that from, that she basically stole the imagery ideas from his work.
Oh, I know
And that
this
was produced
artist. I
by
hate that guy.
Freen Joy Incorporated, the same production company that also happened to produce Kendrick Lamar's SZA's All the Stars, which I don't know if you remember, we talked about this too. That is
Yeah.
another music video that got sued last year
Hmm.
by Lena Iris Victor
Yeah.
for them using inspiration, basically stealing her artwork and putting it in the video.
Hmm.
That suit was eventually settled, and yeah, so now this is going on with Ariana Grande.
Weird. I would have to look at that. I want to look at that one because I don't know. This Vladimir Kush guy, I've framed some of his shit before. I don't know, man. I get it, but I don't know. It's hard to say that. We'll see.
I mean,
Those-
after you see somebody like um, Kendrick Lamar and SZA settle, don't you think? It's kind of like, all right.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, that's like, yeah, but yeah, as long as it looks exactly the same, like
I
that
mean,
was an
Google it.
exact.
Google it right now. Vladimir Kush, Ariana Grande, and you'll see it is.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it is very similar. I don't know all the copyright rules, and in terms of interpretations and inspiration, like I don't know
Mm.
like the exact rules about that, and because I mean it is similar, but I don't know how specific it is, but there's definitely similarities. So I can see this one being settled too. You gotta just Google Vladimir Kush, Ariana Grande, and look in Google Images.
Hmm.
It should pop up like the first one.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, they're definitely. Now I'm looking at that side by side. I'm like, okay.
Almost exactly the same. Background, everything.
Huh.
And it just so happens to be the same production company that was basically stealing from the other artist for All the Stars video. So there's
Uh,
precedence there.
so they're just too good at their job. They're like heavy play. They're just lazy. They're
But
doing it. You can't do things exact. You can't just copy shit exactly the way some dope shit looks. Like, oh, that's super dope. Let's do it exactly like that. Like, the fuck? That's crazy. That does low key look exactly like that. Like, let's recreate
exactly.
this. But I don't know. They'll
Like I
have to
said, I
settle.
don't
They'll
know the
probably
copyright.
settle.
Like yeah, that's settled. Like I said, I don't know the full copyright rules and everything surrounding stuff like that and using
Well, it gets murky
art as
because they're
inspiration for music videos. But
yeah. It gets murky because, yeah, they're different mediums. Like hers is.
And I don't know like how you measure like sales from a music video. You know.
Yeah, it's very complicated because usually it's like what percentage is plagiarized, and in this case, if you were like to say 100% of it is, but it's only this percent of the actual
Probably like
thing.
5 seconds of the actual video.
So like that 5 seconds would have to be a breakdown of how much whatever percent that is of the song is like how much percent of what they would get per stream or whatever. That would be the only way they could actually break it down. Would have to be based on the
For a
only
music video,
section. It
because I
couldn't
don't,
be
because
just
I'm not really
like,
sure how you show like direct revenue from a music video. You know.
yeah. I mean, well, like you could only really do it through the streaming services. It would have to be based on just the analytics per video. But I don't know how you could do that because it extends and YouTube doesn't give you all the analytics for like sharing and shit like when it goes to social media platforms and stuff like that because those views don't count the same on the main video
Yeah,
either.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's real complicated, that type of situation. But again, they settled already, so I'm assuming they're probably going to settle again.
that's crazy.
And it's
That
not,
feels
and
righteous.
it's the second time with this production company. So
Damn,
something's going on where it's like, all right, yeah, y'all are just
that's crazy.
straight up just jacking people's
But
shit.
what's wild is that they're like they work for like these major creative, like really good artists that everyone likes, and then the production
Massive
company
artists.
drops the ball
I'm
to
sure if
like
they did
make
it
the
for like
artists
lesser
look
known
crazy.
people, it wouldn't have been a problem. But the fact that it's fucking Ariana Grande and Kendrick Lamar, it's like, I think people are gonna
Oh
know.
no, they do it all the time. I have friends. I have friends who it's happened to. They just like don't know what to. It's like, oh, that's my shit.
So hey, they better start, start getting them lawsuits ready because they out here settling.
For for real. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into these cases. I want to see if there's any public issued documents at all or anything.
Well, it didn't say anything specifically about that last one. It all it said was they settled. So I'm assuming they're trying to keep that as private as they can.
Keep it close to the chest. I feel. Well, that's interesting.
But if I'm an artist, I'm checking anything that that production company produces
Right? We need to just go through every video. All artists.
because
Find
they
this
out here
production.
just jacking, boy.
That's crazy. Now I want to know
So
who it is.
yeah, the last thing, I don't know if you've kept up with this whole Tory Lanez situation and
Sorry versus everybody.
Tory versus everybody.
Oh my god, this shit is out of hand. It's hilarious.
I
It's
mean,
hilarious. Corey said he's done with the little ones though.
when it was with Jay, when it was with Jordan Lucas, it was unexpected.
Yeah.
Good for, the culture and just to see that friendly type of competition come back
Yeah, it
into
was
it.
fun. It was cool. They
But
did it.
now it's kind of like, all right, bro, like I'm not really trying to hear you battle rap like every artist out there.
Not for real. But I don't think Tory really wants to battle every artist out there either. Yeah, that's what's so hilarious.
I mean,
Like,
he open invite. He said anybody
yeah,
from
he
any.
did, but my son responded with the
My
track. He's
son
not gonna.
J.R. Ryder was
Yeah,
on it.
J.R.
Fucking
Ryder.
J.R. Ryder.
Yeah, Tory Lanez is not gonna respond to either of those
Just
niggas.
googling it, some kid named Little Windex. Like, bro, it's like, come on, bro. Even the Don Q shit was
Oh
just
my
corny.
God. Oh yeah, Don Q shit. And that's what the worst thing was, is because Tory shit like ended it quickly. He just like finished it. And I was like, damn, why are y'all making Tory look so good at rapping?
I mean, but
Like,
like Don Q, like that's like some of his biggest promotions. So he's gonna obviously go back,
hell yeah.
and
No,
it's like I
Don Q
don't want to
did it
hear
for
this
that.
anymore.
Yeah. Don Q did it to get promo. That's why I put out another track.
I'm not getting Tory trying to promo himself too at the same time, but it's like
Yeah.
I'm really not trying to keep hearing
But that's why he called out
Dream Doll got
Dreamville.
involved in it. Come on, like it's like, bro.
He called out Dreamville. It's like,
Yeah.
hey Cole, coming for
That's all
your
right.
head.
That's the
I'm
only
gonna take out
one I
all Dream.
kind of want to see is JID saying
I
that
want to see. Yeah.
he said that he's going to have something. I mean, that's the only one I kind of want to see. Like J Cole's definitely not gonna hop in that, but
J Cole's not doing that shit.
it's good for the culture, I guess. Like especially initially, but now it's like, all right, bro.
Did you hear the Dream Doll diss?
No.
Oh my god. Dream Doll. So this is the problem. Cause she came quick with a verse, and I didn't expect her to come in. Cause like so Tory Lanez dropped her name in his response to Don Q. And basically she came back and kind of smacked that nigga. Like low key, I like her song better than Don Q's.
See, but here's like the
As a
situation I don't
story.
like about that is like, all right, like clearly y'all, you had sexual relations. And it's like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm not really trying to hear all the shit y'all was doing behind, closed doors in your disses, because that's basically where it's always gonna go. Like that's
Yeah.
the biggest thing you're gonna say, whether it's true or not. You can just say some shit, like
Right.
and it's like, all
Yeah.
right, not really trying to hear this, and not trying to
Yeah.
continue hearing these types of stuff. So I don't know. And Tory, if he's smart, for sure won't go back at Dream Doll because it's a lose-lose situation.
Oh, that would be the worst position. You can't no, because she only did it because you used her. You used a woman against a guy in the
Yeah, I
beef,
mean,
and then she
initially it was
said something.
corny. Initially, it's corny that you even. I hate when dudes do that. Like bring up a girl in a situation,
Yeah,
two people, and it's like, all right, bro, like
yeah.
grown ass
Like, oh,
people.
I heard you did something with so and so. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
smashed
like
that. Yeah,
I,
like,
yeah, I knew her 5 years before. You like, all right, okay, cool, bro. Like I'm not
yeah.
like this isn't this now. Like I don't know.
Like
He's
the
just super.
game,
At
the
times,
game.
he is very super corny to me.
What about the game? You seen that right now, right?
I ignored that completely, bro.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
I saw the headline. I was like, bro, I'm not even clicking. Like that's
I
just
couldn't even
stupid
believe
as
it. I
shit.
was like, why is this a thing?
Like
I was
why,
just like,
bro?
why is this a thing? Who cares?
Like why? Other than you trying to get your name out there again, like why?
Yeah, it was who cares in game. You're too old for that.
You
Like,
too old for that shit, bro. Like come on,
bro.
come on, bro. I don't know. I hate when dudes do that shit. So nah, I passed on that. I
Mhm.
definitely passed on the Dream Doll.
Yeah,
And
she got kids now too. She married with kids. Like,
it's just weak. That shit was weak. I don't even hear the diss. I don't need to hear it. It's just weak.
yeah, nah.
And
Oh,
it's
Andy
and
said
especially
he
when it's
was.
supposed to be like one of your mans, that produce songs, you did songs
Yeah,
with, and y'all supposed to
I
be cool
think he
with it.
even
That's
said
weak.
it in the bar. I feel like it was like Kanye, but I used to like I don't know. It was some gross shit. I'm not even. Yeah, nah. I
It's
thought it
just
was
some
corny.
straight trying to clout chasing type shit, bro. Like
Yeah.
I'm glad to see it didn't really go anywhere because I'm not really trying to hear none of that shit, bro. But yeah, I'm just kind of. I mean, it's cool that Tory Lanez out of all people is one that's kind of putting competitiveness back into hip hop, But also, I'm not trying to hear Tory Lanez versus like 20 artists.
No, for real. I just want to hear. Honestly, I don't want to hear Tory rap anymore. I want the
Yeah, do more of that
chicks
on your album.
tape to come out.
Even
For
though
real.
when in the disses he does sound a lot, he still sounds so much like so many other artists.
Oh yeah, no, he's a chameleon. He doesn't have his own form. Every time you see him out, he's like I don't know, like taking on the attributes of the other artists that would sound great right here.
I don't even think it's intentional at this point. I just think like he can't like not do it. Like he hears the type of beat, like he can't not do it.
Yeah, no, it was weird because like I thought it was cool that he used the like Duppy freestyle
But
beat
it sounded
on
like
that.
fucking
But
Drake
he just
verse.
sounded exactly like Drake the whole time. It was doing the same exact inflection to like, oh yeah, remember when Drake did this? Oh, I flipped the line and made it slick, and it sounded just like when Drake did that. Like, nah, don't do that, Tory. Like,
That
who are
song,
you? What's your sound?
he has doesn't have his own sound. He doesn't.
His sound is the singing. The Lydia again, the sing yelling.
But
Like if
even
Meek Mill could harmonize, that's Tory sound.
but even the singing sounds like when Drake sings. So it's kind of like,
Yeah, I guess so. It's yeah, and it would probably the song would go crazy probably if Drake did it. He should write for Drake. He might make more money.
might. But
uh,
yeah, I mean, it's just hopefully it doesn't continue for too much longer. Maybe we get like JRD, and then that's it. Let's end it, bro. Like,
yeah, that
I'm
would
sure
be
you
the
got an album
last.
coming out soon. I'm sure this is why you're doing it or whatever. So, but that is all for some of the music news that happened over the last week or so. So I just want to hop and talk about some albums that we didn't really get to talk about in depth on our last podcast, which we did the top 25 albums of 2018, which you should definitely check out.
Yeah.
So recently, there are a few albums: Future, James Blake, uh, Maggie Rogers, Eminem's new artist Boogie, and Toro y Moi.
Yeah.
So those are the ones I really want to talk about.
Okay.
So let's talk about Future.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Fuge. The Wizard.
Hendrick presents The Wizard.
Well, see, because it's been out for a while now. Now I got to think about it. When I first listened to it, I got to think about my first listen too a little bit. I didn't have super high expectations to be honest, because this Future, I didn't know if he was just gonna give me a project with a bunch of just like what he's feeling at the time, or if it's like an album. But yeah, I mean, I kind of left the project thinking it was like a good Future project. Like he didn't disappoint, but he didn't give me a single that would like take me through to the summer.
Yeah.
But there's some good songs. There's some really good songs that I'm gonna keep playing. Like I think my favorite couple are like "Promise You That" is probably the best produced
Mm-hmm.
song on the album, and then I love "Call the Coroner" and "Unicorn Perp" because of the way Young Thug and Gunna go back and forth at the end. I love that. And
Serve and Killer Cam's pretty dope.
yeah, that one's dope too. I didn't really care for his lead singles, "Crushed Up" and "Jumping on a Jet."
Pretty generic Future songs.
Yeah. So once I got past like the first 5 songs in the album, 5 or 6, then I was like, oh, we turning up. So then I got to F and N, and it turned up. I was like, oh shit.
I
But
mean, for me, I already have my full reaction, so you guys can definitely see that on the website and on YouTube, wherever. But I mean, I agree with you. Like, this is definitely his best studio project, and I don't know how many tries because his studio albums typically are far weaker than just kind of his freelance mixtape stuff. And
yeah, I mean
I feel like
Hendrix, I liked.
was a mask off.
No, like the Future and Hendrix,
Yeah,
the
that was
two
a mask off
tapes.
time. Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
there were moments. There were moments, but overall, I don't think overall it was fantastic. But I mean, there's some great moments for sure. Um,
Yeah.
I just think he's always struggled with like actual studio stuff when he's really tries to sit down and think about what he's doing. And I was a bit disappointed because he did have like that whole documentary called The Wizard leading up to this, like before this, where it gave you like the deepest look into Future and like his personal life and just who he actually is than like ever before, because he doesn't really do like a ton of interviews and stuff like that. So I kind of was expecting to see more of that personal, introspective side of him.
A million interviews this time
coming into this one, but we did not get that. He definitely was just straight Future mode, which is just talk about drugs and and just debauchery and hedonism to the utmost. And basically, he only has that one lane. Like that's just like his lane.
35-3.
What was that?
Oh, I said he could have just called it Dirty Sprite 3.
Yeah, I mean, he basically just he just stuck to his comfort zone and did all that. And it's kind of disappointing when you do a whole documentary and it appears like you're gonna do like a different kind of rollout, different kind of album, and then you get this, and it's just kind of like, oh, it's just more Future. But I mean, it's good Future, but it's just more Future. And I mean, the best part for me is definitely like the producers, which he always seems to get the best out of producers. And I mean, like I said, my reaction, I think that he may have found something with Tay Keith where like that can kind of be like
those were the best songs.
One of his main producers, to carry this next wave of his career, or whatever.
Because my favorite one, like I said, the Promise You that's a Tay Keith. And what's the other one?
I don't remember that one, but he had at least a few on here.
Corner, maybe.
And he gave him some shit, and
killed it.
Producers seem to really like to work with Future, and the Future, because he does a good job of like bringing out the mood of a beat, like the feeling of a beat, even though maybe not saying the most important shit, but he does a good job of like bringing out the feeling and the mood of a song. And I think that he might have found like his next producer for like his next little run here with Tay Keith and stuff like that, cause like he did with Metro and like he did with Mike Will and all them. So I mean, it was good.
Southside John and it
was good. It was just
it was good. Yeah, it's not like amazing. He didn't hit it out of the park, but
no,
he definitely did what he was supposed to do. It's not a letdown, but it's not.
Like I said, it's not gonna be one of my favorite projects. I'll probably move on from it pretty quickly, but it gave me a few songs here and there. That's
yeah. You guys go check out the songs we mentioned. Tell us what you think of those songs, or just listen to the whole album. Tell us what you think about the album. Hendrix.
Now,
Future Hendrix presents with the Wizard.
Hendrix presents the Wizard. So now somebody that you said was already album of the year.
Oh, contender. Album of the year contender already.
James Blake
Assume form. James Blake killed this shit. Killed it. It's definitely. It's an excellent project to me. Like honestly, I listened to it. There's maybe like 3 tracks that are like not in the excellent realm, so they're just good songs, which is like hard to like hold against somebody when you make a good song. It's just it looks bad in comparison to how good all the other shit is. My favorite songs off the project would have to be Mile High.
It's the best Metro Boomin song in a long time.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, wow, James Blake got like excellent Metro Boomin shit. Like they really together and did. Barefoot in the Park is an amazing song. I love that song. Don't Miss It. I feel like that was a single because I had that song. I was listening to that song for a while, and I didn't even know it was gonna be on this album. So when it came out, I was actually glad it was on this project, and that's probably the song for me that holds his old sound the most. It's closest to the other projects of their albums. But yeah, I don't know. What'd you think?
Um, I don't think James Blake has ever put out a bad project, and I like artists like him because he definitely has his own lane. Like in my reaction again, I have my full reaction on the website, YouTube, wherever you want to watch it. But I said once again that his sound is basically indescribable. Like it's just James Blake music, and it's just like
Mm-hmm.
the only guy I can maybe compare
Bon
sound
Iver?
wise to him is like Bonnie Iver, and like
Yeah.
recently, and the way they manipulate sound and the way they distort
Know
stuff, the
what's
way
crazy?
they
Like,
compose their music.
James Blake was the only. I think he was like the only white dude on the Black Panther soundtrack.
Quite possibly. I
And
may have to
then,
look at.
but then what's crazy is then I looked at the Creed soundtrack, and it was Bon Iver.
Yeah, I
But it was
mean,
like that similar sound, but then it was mixed in with a bunch of like hip hop and rappers and stuff. So I thought that was interesting that hip hop's really taken to this kind of sound too, because like he's collabing with Metro, so like they're inviting it in too, and it's actually pretty fucking tight.
yeah, I mean, James Blake has always had a pretty strong relationship with hip hop, though, even back to his first album and his guest features.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, what was I saying? I was saying like the only guy I can never really compare him to is Bonnie Iver, specifically Bonnie Iver's like more recent stuff in the way that they distort stuff and bring in elements and take out elements, and this way they compose their music like it's just completely wholly different than almost anybody else out there. So
Yeah, it's
it's
crazy.
really hard to describe to people because it's something that you kind of just have to hear because he does things that you wouldn't really expect to work, but they do when he does it.
Yeah, like
And
this weird distortion sounds and like digital synthesizer noise, but then
yeah,
it's like really harmonic and like I don't know, it's crazy.
yeah, like
Like,
in 1 second you could be listening to something and then it could break down and then feel wholly different than like what you just listened to like 2 seconds ago.
hmm
And it just brings like a whole new feel and emotion to a song. So he's really good at stuff like that. And like I said, I don't think he's ever really put out a bad project. And this again is a very good project. And the fact that he was able to get like 103,000 verse, I think says a lot to him as an artist and how the way people respect him and stuff like that. And again, like the Metro
hmm
Boomin song, Tell Them is okay, but Mile High is definitely
Yeah.
Metro Boomin's best song in like a really long time. And I don't know, it was very enjoyable. Like
hmm
Mile High, Barefoot in the Park, Where's the Catch for me, Power On. Um,
Are You in Love is tight too.
yeah, can't believe the way we flow. Like I really like stuff like that. So
Yeah.
but at the same time, I think that it is also his most traditional sounding project,
Oh,
where
yeah, it doesn't sound weird as much.
it was the most predictable sounding of his songs that I can ever really remember him producing.
hmm
Um, so I think that helps definitely like accessibility because I felt like I heard and saw way more people talking about this album than you. I think you would generally get from James Blake. You would get people that were in the know, like music heads talking about him, but not
Yeah.
like just general people talking about this project. So
Right.
again, like I think he did a good job of balancing it where it wasn't like full blown like just a traditional like song, but it was definitely had the most traditional elements out of anything he's done before, I think.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It definitely didn't seem like he was reaching too far out of his comfort zone. It seemed like he kind of refined some things in previous projects where things seemed a little bit more expanded and like left a little bit more open. I don't think he like took it all the way there. Like I think he like gave us something very precise with this, which
Like
I
I
really
feel like
appreciate.
on his last album, I felt like there was stuff that maybe I didn't pick up on when I first heard it, but
Mhm.
after coming revisiting it like months later, or maybe seeing the video for it like months later, I felt like wholly different about it than I did when I first listened to it, you know? And I don't think
Yeah.
I'm gonna have necessarily that
Well,
same
I don't
moment
know. I feel like "Where's the Catch" and maybe a couple other songs on here might feel that way
not
for
for
me
me.
later on.
Because
Uh,
like a song like If the Car Beside You Moves Ahead, I don't know if you remember that one,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
that one felt very different for me coming to
yeah.
it much later than when I first heard it.
I could see that. Yeah, he didn't do anything structurally. Well, that's again with this production, sort of like who he's getting his producing handled from. But like, I don't know too much about that sound and who was producing those songs. I didn't actually look at the credits back then and stuff. So
So I mean, again, great album, brilliant artist as always. Just I don't. Like I said, I think it's his most accessible project to date, and I think that's good for him for sure. But
mm,
I just don't find myself. I don't think I'm gonna find myself coming back to it months later and finding something different about like a song than I did when I first heard, like I usually do with his projects.
mm, I can see that. I do think this is like his like "I'm Here" album though.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
people who know music and
on
musicians
the
particularly,
best.
I've always loved James Blake, but I don't think the general public has always known about James Blake.
Hmm. So yeah, I think this is a good album for new fans to
Definitely,
get into his old stuff too.
definitely.
Um,
But speaking of, you know, we kind of already had this discussion, but not fully. The guy that I
mm,
really liked, like project wise and moment wise, was Toro y Moi, Moi or Moi. I think it's Toro y Moi. I think I've heard him say it every Toro y Moi.
mm,
Outer Beats. So I'll go start this one.
yeah,
Kind of similar in the way that they do things differently, and that every project feels very different from like his previous project, and he's always like experimenting and changing his sound and changing different approaches and whatever. Because I remember
mm,
when I first got on him, it was like all the way back in maybe like 2010, 2011, and he
mm,
was like the pioneers of like that whole chill wave movement. And
mm.
then like his last few projects, they were definitely more like pop and like synth pop and now this has like a decided like trap feel to it on
Yeah,
a
it's
lot of
interesting.
songs. Um, I just thought this was again like a fucking brilliant project, like because I think he,
It's a
uh,
weird project because the trap for me came later. Like it comes after you're listening.
yeah, I
You
mean
know,
there's surprising moments. Like New House was definitely like feels like a he's definitely influenced by this new wave of mumble
fucking love that
and
song
sound.
too. That's
He
one of my
definitely
favorite songs.
he was definitely influenced by like mumble rap and like that new wave on some of these songs, like New House for sure.
Yeah.
Um, and 50-50. And then but then you get songs like Freelance, which is like super bubbly electronic
Hmm.
pop, and then you get like Who I Am, which is again like this huge feel good dance electronic song. Like so it's just
Yeah.
like it's a mix of everything, but the way he incorporates it all together, like there's some fucking great moments on here that I think have already produced some of my favorite songs of this year already.
Mm. Yeah, there's some dope sounds. Like some stuff that Toro y Moi is utilizing. I haven't yet heard James Blake utilize like sort of like the funk aspects of like
Yeah, he's
early
always got
80s
this retro feel to
synthesizer.
him. He's always had a
Yeah.
retro type of feel to him.
So I actually appreciated that. sprinkled in there with some of these newer influences.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty dope. I really I was really into like the slower ones, not so much the dance ones. But then when I found myself like doing something, then the dance ones felt really, really good because you could just play them. That's not like dance, like house dance. It's like fun bop, like it's like a
Feel
good
good vibe.
sound. Yeah, feel good. So they were actually like it's very cohesive, even though it seems to like change emotion, you know.
Like Baby Drive It Down has like
Yeah.
the island vibes to it, but like in
Mhm.
his very Toro y Moi way, and that song is fucking good, man.
Yeah. No, that song's a vibe. I like that vibe. That one's just like so that's what's interesting too. The thing for me that was trying to like I was like the problem was I was comparing it on my first listen and then on my second listen I was just like trying to just like hear the sounds and stuff and my first gripes I got over because I wasn't looking for it and originally it was just sort of the vocal range from him specifically, but then I realized that's not what I'm here for. He's if there's gonna be like crazy vocal range, he'll put it there, and it doesn't have to be him. But like, I liked the lyrics. I like how he delivers his lyrics in terms of singing. Um, but I really appreciate that like Abra feature on Miss Me.
Hmm.
That was awesome. So like when that came in, I was like, "Ooh, this is nice." Like, I don't know, it was a great project. I was I'm glad you pointed it out because it wasn't on my list originally, but it was dope.
He's always on my list, whether or not like I've always loved his past projects because like his last few haven't necessarily been my favorite ones of his, and but they've
That's why I
had their
was
moments.
checking.
They've
There's
always had their moments, but he's just one
too
of
much
those.
high energy.
He's one of those I always have to check for because he always comes with some interesting shit. And I think this is definitely one of his better projects. And wow,
Yeah, no, that's solid for
there's some
sure.
real fucking moments here. Like New House and Baby Driver Down. They're just like phenomenal songs to me.
Well, yeah, those three songs in a row, "Miss Me," "Into New House," "Into Baby Drive It Down" is like really tight. I like sequencing. That's the thing too with me and albums is how artists sequence things, because that also hurt Future's project because it began and ended like too soft and all the like dope shit was like sprinkled in the middle.
In Future don't do sequencing, bro. Future just throws them wherever they come is where they go, bro.
Real. Like all his singles were like in the front. Like what the fuck? Like I don't know. It was weird. So like sequencing to me is key, and that's why when I was listening to the James Blake, the only song that I heard before it came later in the album, which I also appreciated. So yeah, sequencing is key for me, and I like how Tory and Moi had their sequencing. So it's a dope project. Check it out, y'all.
Definitely check that one out. So somebody who you said you didn't know, but who basically became a viral success after there was video of Pharrell Williams listening to one of her songs in like her music college and like basically falling in love with it and gushing over it and blah blah blah. And like after that, she kind of became like the darling overnight, and like she had done of label offers, and people had just been really waiting for her debut project. So much so that she actually had a Saturday Night Live performance like months before this album even came out, which is something that doesn't really happen. Um,
Crazy.
and I'm speaking about Maggie Rogers and her debut project, Heard It in a Past Life. I'm not sure if you got around to hearing this one.
Hmm. No, not yet. I don't know anything about her. I just I
All right.
remember speaking
Well,
about the Pharrell thing, but I didn't get a chance to hear the project. So
well, initially the song that got him like gushing about it was called Alaska. So if it was one thing
Okay.
to really check out, that'd probably be the one. And I felt pretty much the same way. Like she combined like electronic and dance and folk in like a way that I never really remember hearing before. And it was just like
Mm.
so unique that it was like you wanted to hear more from her. You wanted to hear what else she could do. Like she clearly has like vision and vision and like a style that's different than what you would expect from like an
Mm.
artist, like a pop artist. Like
All
the
right.
debut, I was a bit disappointed that she kind of went the more traditional route.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't as experimental
Mm.
and as folky as that song was. Like so much of that song actually stands out pretty starkly. Like the
Hmm.
lyrics and the rest of the album is pretty traditional, very
Yeah.
pop. Smell
Hmm.
but like she's good. Like they're good songs. Like she's still like very good artist. She has a great voice. It's like a Haim. I don't know if you know indie Haim, like quality to like her
Oh
song.
yeah.
Super positive,
Mm.
like feel good type music, and it's like
Yeah.
very good stuff. But coming to it after hearing like Alaska and kind of expecting that type of direction,
Mm-hmm.
kind of dulled the project a little bit. I think that was
Mm.
some like,
Well, that's no good. I'm about to check out Alaska for sure.
but good project nonetheless. Like there's still some really really good moments on here. Like Light On is great. Like On and Off is great. Like some really really good stuff here. So it's definitely something that she can definitely build off of.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what's
Feel
up.
like I don't know if this was necessarily her decision to go in this direction or kind of a label
Yeah.
getting involved and being like, hey, we're gonna try to make you a star. Like you should do this, this, this. You know what I'm saying? Instead of
Yeah.
kind of sticking to her guns of being different, and that's the reason why she got so popular in the first place.
Yeah.
You know?
Hmm. I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch her other stuff too, cause looks like she has a little tiny desk concert a year ago. She did
So she's
something.
she's definitely been on a run ever since that Pharrell stuff. Like she blew up overnight.
Yeah. That's what's up. Huh.
But yeah, I mean, watch her videos too because she definitely has like a certain visual style that pairs really well with some songs.
Oh,
So I think
okay.
she's like a complete artist. It's just I think this might have been a result of a little bit of overproduction and aiming for like specific
Hmm.
sounds, which would to me screams label input.
Definitely label.
And always ruin artists like vision and artistic voice.
Right.
But it's good. Definitely one that you should check out.
Word.
Last time I want to talk about is Boogie. Everything's for sale. I'm not sure if you got to hear that one yet.
Yeah, I got to that one. So now I gotta get to my rap. But yeah, actually, I forgot about Boogie Man. Boogie Man. I
I
forgot
never
about
did.
Boogie as an artist. I knew about him. He kind of popped his head in and out of the industry. Like I know he had some songs a few years, like years ago. It's kind of weird because he's like I don't know. Regardless of that, I went into the project a little bit wary. I was like, is this gonna just be some like, some like hood rap? Like, what is he gonna be? Is this gonna be saying anything? Because there's like, a million rappers out. Let's listen to it. And this whole project is like extremely introspective and like storytelling. Like, so I was actually pretty surprised to hear the whole project and he actually put together something pretty good. Surprising for me. Just like opened my eyes, like, oh, this dude, I'm gonna have to watch for him. Like he's somebody to keep in my mind because like he's even got some pretty dope features. I realized that Eminem signed him apparently, so he
Yeah,
signed to M.
I mean that's why he pops up on my radar.
Yep. I will say Eminem almost ruined Rainy Days, which was one of my favorite songs. like there's just like he has just the way he says things sometimes it's hard to like want to hear it over and over again because it takes you out of the music and you just like hear that like awkward thing he said and you're like I don't want to like stick on that awkward part. But other than that, it's a pretty solid project.
Yeah, so for me, I didn't really know Boogie too much. I kind of heard the name, but I don't even really remember where. But so he popped on my radar because he was signed to Eminem, and
Hmm.
I said, I know, all right, check it out. And I saw his actually, I saw the music video for Self Destruction, and I was really interested after that
Oh
because I
yeah.
thought that was like a really interesting music video, and I think the sound was really good.
Hmm.
Um, Even though the rest of the album sounds nothing like Self Destruction.
Right. Yeah, like there's none of that really,
It is a
which I was kind
very
of looking for at first.
somber, like again, I have a full reaction to this, but it is a very somber and like melancholic album throughout the
Mhm.
entirety of the project, and there are very few bright spots. And
For real.
Self Destruction is like the one real kind of interesting and energetic bright spot of the whole album.
Hmm.
And being that was my real first introduction to him, I was kind of hoping to see a bit more of that side of him. Um,
Yeah.
because I think he has great energy in that song. But either way, I came to this because of Eminem, but I was very wary heading into the album because Eminem has a horrible track record with artists. Um,
Yes, he does. For real.
Either they don't come out at all, or it never comes out the way that it should. Slaughterhouse, for example. Um, so I was a bit surprised that he even got out because, especially West Coast artist who doesn't have a huge
Yeah.
following right now, like to have his debut already out is kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I just remember back to the Cassius days and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I was scared once I heard the Eminem. It's just like it sounds so bad. Just
But I mean, again, I said some reaction, but my biggest takeaway was that it didn't sound like a shady product. Like it
no,
didn't
I
really
was
sound like
shocked.
Eminem had any real input or say in the direction that he went with his music or his sound. It felt very much, true to his voice and what he wanted to
I
do.
was confused. It felt like he had the project finished and got signed off of that project.
Yeah, it felt like when Kendrick Lamar signed with Interscope, he basically already had a project and didn't
Hmm.
really have too much uh more direction he needed. Maybe got like one Dre beat here and there, but
Yeah.
it was pretty much done. Like this is who I am. This is what I was gonna do anyways, and that's what it
Right.
really felt like. So it didn't really feel like a shady product because there wasn't
Yeah.
like any reach for a big hit or
Yeah. There's no
no
radio single.
no different side of play into like a different genre or like no pop uh female pop vocal like anywhere on there like
Yeah. No female pop
it doesn't really
vocals.
feel like Eminem at all. Like if
It's a
Eminem wasn't
club
on
song.
guest feature, like I wouldn't have even thought like he had was even with them at all. But
Right.
this was a good thing because you got to see the artist as the artist wanted to be seen. And
Hmm.
like I said, it was a bit too somber for me and a bit too melancholic. Um,
Yeah.
but it was still, like you said, it was still a very solid project, and he had something to say, and like the things he say kind of have weight to them, and he has style. Like he's not a boring some of the production got a bit boring to me, but the rapping and the way his delivery and flow and stuff were not like that's the opposite. Like they weren't boring at all. So
I will, to be honest though, I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask you. Cause actually this is a good question. So Boogie, this project, do you think this is as good as Oxnard from
uh,
Anderson .Paak?
it's hard to say because they're two completely different styles.
I know, but they both got a similar tone of voice and they got bars.
No, I don't think it's as good as Oxnard.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
like I said, it's a little bit too one note for me. Like honestly, when I heard this album, I thought about like Saba, Care for Me.
Nah, okay.
It was kind of in that gray
I
tone
ain't that.
pretty much throughout the whole project. But
Mm,
with Saba, Care for Me, it was for a very specific reason and a very specific story he wanted to tell. So it was
yeah.
all like everything was all done in the favor of telling that very insular, singular story, you know? Whereas
Right.
this one just feels gray for the purpose of just being in that gray tone, you know?
Mm,
So, like I said, Self Destruction was one of the few bright spots, and it was definitely one of the better spots because you kind of got a break from that, even though it was all the way at the end of the album. I just
right.
really wish he got a bit more of that because I think he did. Like when he did that song, I was like, he's definitely a much more entertaining artist than you kind of get from him from the songs before.
Yeah, with this project, you don't really get how like funny or like
Yeah, it's just all
charismatic he
serious all
is.
the time, and it's like okay, like that's cool, but as a debut, you kind of want to show a bit more into like
Mhm.
this feels like this would be like a mixtape basically, or like one of his previous albums, you know.
Yeah.
But
I
it was
see.
good. It was good. It was definitely one of the better Eminem projects in a long time. Shady projects in a really long time.
Yeah,
And I can see the potential there. I just hope that
definitely.
he learns how to balance like those two different approaches to music. Like I think Kendrick figured out how to do it. You know, still
Hmm.
deliver the content and like the seriousness, but still can have some fun. You know, and
Yeah. Yeah,
Cole
but
learned
Kendrick
how to do
is
that K.
different. Those niggas are different. They have
Nah,
they
because
have
this really
mixtapes
felt
that
like
are
a
classics.
TDE album, honestly.
I mean, but their stuff that wasn't albums is better than this album. Like
You say
Friday
what?
Night Lights from J. Cole and like OD or Section
I mean,
80.
I'm not saying they are exactly Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, but
I'm just saying they
Section
don't have that
was
potential. Everybody doesn't have that much potential. We gotta stop
Section 80.
playing.
Section 80 was what 6 albums in, 6 projects in. Like he didn't start out like that, and this
True.
feels like a Kendrick Lamar EP. Like it feels like the Kendrick Lamar EP where it was. It feels like a TDE type of project, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It
Like an
does.
early artist, like artist's early TDE type of project. Like,
Yeah, like kind of like Reason was like,
yes, this is
yeah,
exactly what I'm saying.
yeah, okay, I see you. Yeah.
It feels exactly like an early art, like an artist on TDE's like early projects, where they
Hmm.
kind of don't like they know they need to be a bit more serious and like they have all this stuff to say, but they don't necessarily know how to make the most interesting music while still saying that at the same time right now.
Yeah.
But I think he can figure it out. But this definitely feels like one of those
Hmm.
early stepping stones type of projects.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Like I wouldn't have made this my debut. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel like that. Yeah, okay, I see that. Yeah, I like that comparison too to like early 2D. Because now that you say that, like with Reason and how Reason's been handled,
How Reason came
um,
out, just like that.
yeah,
Like that was an
yeah,
album
just like that.
Reason already had.
Yeah, yeah, off of like YouTube beats and shit. So.
And they
And
just
it
let him do it.
sounds crazy. Like for YouTube beats, I'm like, damn, fool.
And you know, with TDE, they don't really consider that like their major
Tape.
debut.
I don't know. I'm waiting for anything TD. But I'll keep up.
I just hate when people are more interesting in their music videos than they are in the actual music, you know. But these are all albums that you should definitely, check out and kind of form your own opinion about, and let us know what you guys think about any of the albums that we talked about, Future or James Blake or Tory Moi or Maggie Rogers or who we just talked about,
Boogie.
Boogie. Yeah, let us know what you guys thought about it. Comments below wherever this, goes up, wherever you watch it. But
Yeah.
that's kind of the music that we've been listening to over the past few weeks because honestly, there hasn't been a whole lot that's
I
released.
do want to shout out Mike Posner. We
Oh,
didn't
okay.
get to talk
Yeah, I
about
did
the
forget that.
album.
We're not going to go fully into it, but Mike Posner definitely had a solid, very introspective project.
Yeah.
Very cathartic, talking about his father for sure.
Yeah, very personal. Talking about a lot of serious issues, things that happened to him in his life,
Yeah.
people passing away, dealing with
Dealing
struggles
with
in their
loss
life.
and kind of figuring out your way after you lose like an important person in your life.
Yeah. But I think he did a very good job um, reintroducing himself with this project. So he took a little hiatus, and this is basically him explaining why. Also, I loved it how the intro. Honestly, I was gonna be mad the way he introed it, but then I did wait until I had the full 45 minutes, and I
I mean,
appreciated it more.
I did not wait, but I paid attention, but I definitely did not not do other stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely another album that guys should go check out and give us your opinions about because I think it's worth talking about. I have full reactions to pretty much everything we talked about on the website and YouTube wherever this goes up. So you're gonna holler at me there too specifically if you want to get my full thoughts about all these projects. Have a conversation.
For
But
sure.
like I said, yeah, it's kind of a slow intro to 2019, especially compared to last year.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a ton. Like
Not
this
a
week, I
bunch
only
of
reacted.
heavy hitters, and now Future's probably the biggest name, and James Blake. So yeah, we're still waiting for this year to kick off with some more major projects. Hopefully, everybody doesn't wait till June, like
Yeah.
like last.
So yeah, I've only like this week I only reacted to two things because there were only really two things I really wanted to talk about. Uh, so yeah, it's been pretty slow, but I think over the next few weeks there are some new and upcoming albums of note. So we're gonna, tell you which ones you should probably check out over releasing either today or next Thursday. So for February 1st, you have Beirut Gallipoli, their album coming out. Nina Nesbitt, The Sun Will Come Up, The Seasons Will Change. Tiny Ruins, Olympic Girls. Let me see real quick. Broods, Don't Feed the Pop Monster.
Mm.
Let's see what else is coming out. And I think that's pretty much it for February 1st, 2019 in terms of new releases. To double check real quick for you guys. Yeah, so for February 8th, 2019, we have Ariana Grande supposed to come out with her new album called Thank You
Wow,
Next. So all
that's
those singles
bold.
were leading up to something, which
That
is
is so
figured.
bold.
Quick turnaround, very quick turnaround.
6 months later, fam.
Was he even 6 months? I don't know.
I don't about almost no, it's like five.
Basically, she's never left since he did that album.
Did she even work the God is a Woman album?
She did,
Like, damn.
but then she went after all that shit with Mac Miller. She went
Mac,
right into this album.
yeah. Damn, this shit
So
is
yeah, February 8th, 2019. We're already getting her next project. It's gonna be interesting to see the entire direction she goes with that one, because I don't
yeah.
necessarily love the new direction she's going with everything, but we'll see.
It's kind of making me angry, but Seven Rings is a good song.
It's a good song. I just don't
They're working it
love the
hard too.
direction.
She got 2 Chainz on the remix that dropped today.
That makes sense though.
Yeah, so 2 Chainz is on the remix already. Before the album's out, she already remixed her single. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
she's kind of in
wild.
an angry mode, and I don't necessarily
Like,
know.
that's going heavy. How do you release the remix of a song that's only been out for like a week? That's gonna like that your album hasn't even come out yet. That shit, she's going hard. She's going
I mean,
hard in the paint right
if she pulls off this album, she's gonna be like a fucking superstar for sure. Because she was already kind of on the way with
now. I don't think this has done
that
this
last one.
before. If this album goes #1, yeah, for them. That's one to
So
look for.
I'm interested to see, the whole
Definitely.
direction. So yeah, she's coming out February 8th, 2019. So next week. You have Panda Bear, who hasn't dropped out in a real long time. Buoys. Let me see what else. I'm not really seeing a whole lot else coming out for February 8th. Like I said, it's been a slow intro into the year. So I would say,
When everybody dropped last year.
yeah, everybody kind of chose to come out last year for some reason. So, including Ariana Grande at the end of last year. So,
At the end of last year. That's what's wild. In the second half of the year, she dropped an album that people loved or liked a lot, at least. It was well received. So it's hard. I can't believe she's actually coming with a whole new album, and she's doing an excellent rollout right now. I have to say, this is an interesting
she
rollout. Yeah,
solidified superstar.
yeah. This might move her into that like Britney Spears iconic when Britney finally was Britney.
Let's pump the brakes on that one because I don't
Not
know if you
close,
remember how
man. It's
big Britney
close.
Spears is.
Yeah. I know, but this is like Ariana's starting to catch that "Oops, I did it again" buzz. Like she's getting
Mm,
close to like that kind of
close,
wave
but
of
let's
she's
just
not there, but she's getting
pump the
close.
brakes a little bit.
She's getting
Brittany,
close.
Brittany was a whole nother animal.
Oh yeah, but she's getting close. She
Mm,
ain't there.
mm.
She ain't there.
Yeah, so that was it for February 2019. Basically, Ariana Grande, thank you. Next to Panda Bear Buoys, um, which is interesting. I've actually heard Panda Bear's album, I think, last November. So
Oh word.
yeah, I haven't.
Huh.
It's something that you should definitely. I'll talk about, but it's a good project. So yeah, that's it for new music coming out in the next 2 weeks. That's it. As you can see, Doris is wearing our new beanies.
Yeah.
They are
She's
super
mad
ill.
comfy.
Um,
She's dope.
and of course, I'm always rocking our gear, t-shirt,
Yeah.
hat. But this week and this weekend alone, next 3 days, 2 days, I guess when this comes out, you will be able to get the beanie and one of our new hoodies for a super low price. So definitely grab one of those before
Super low. Super low. Trust me. If you want to
before they
get
go
that fire.
up to our regular price. So you have 2 days to do so by the time this comes out.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, comments, topic suggestions about this show, past shows, or any of our future shows, please let us know in the comments wherever you know, watch us, SoundCloud, YouTube, on the website, wherever. You can also email us at podcast@livinglifefearless.co, or you can go to livinglifefearless.co/podcast and fill out the form there. And, we will get back to you and we will just, kind of consider any of the comments or suggestions you have or questions, and we will try to get to you either in email or in one of our future shows. Again, today's date is February 1st, 2019 for our latest episode of the Music Files podcast, and we are thankful once again for you guys for joining us. If you are enjoying these podcasts, please subscribe wherever you, again, watch us, either on YouTube, SoundCloud, wherever, and we'll continue to bring you, the latest into music and culture. So,
Yeah.
as always, do what, Doris?
Keep living life fearless, y'all. Shoo.
We will be back shortly with our next show. Till then, we'll holler at you guys soon. Peace.
Yeah.